Good morning, everyone. Yes, it is morning when I'm doing this. Brilliant. Results day, it's in. All your fantastic photos from the landscapes and the portrait, yes, we did the portrait as well, are in. So all your edits are here today. We're going to have a look at those and go through them. Thank you so much for joining into this. It's really nice to see what everyone else does with a photo, because everyone's got some slight different idea. And that's the beauty of photography and taking that stuff, is everyone can come up with something different. Even if two photographers go to exactly the same location, you'll come away with something different, and that's brilliant. So without further ado, we'll have a look at these now. Like and subscribe would really help, appreciate that, and thank you very much for that. Let's have a look at these results now. So here we go, we're starting with the portraits, and this is the first one in here. And I like it. That is really, really out there in terms of compositing. It's not just one image composited in the background, it's several, which is absolutely fantastic. Love the suitcase, absolutely brilliant, superb. Wolves in there as well, and the statue in the background, and the sand. Yeah, really, really nice composite. Lighting's lovely on it as well. Love the way you've got the lighting coming in the same direction as well, that really adds to it. You've thought about it, you've done a first class job with that, superb. Yeah, nice take, little street dancer, brilliant. Fits in well. Nice little scene that you've took, nicely composited on. Yeah, well done, good thought. Love the rain idea, especially with that dress, it just sort of lends itself to it. And the way you've worked it around the body as well, with the highlights in there as well, work really nice. And the floor works well actually. You've got shadow in there as well, so nice reflection on the shadow. That's coming in nice. We've got the light behind, so we expect to see that. So that works brilliant. So that's, yeah, beautiful. Yeah, nice, you soften the colours down, you've made it match in. Really stand out. We know it's a composite portrait, but it works so well. From that. Yeah, I really like that actually. It's nice, soft, subtle tones. Works well. Yeah, so you didn't have to necessarily composite with this. You could have just picked a different aspect and done something with it. So we've done a little bit extra. We've altered the colours and everything else to match. And you've picked something, you've seen something in that image that you wanted to pick out. You've picked it and it works really well. Yeah, so you didn't have to do a whole new photo. You could take what was there, crop in, crop out. We've played around with the colours quite a bit. Obviously we've got the marks left in on the floor into that and the thing. Yeah, I suppose it's part of it. It's in the studio. That's part of the scene, and we've decided to leave that in. We've got the red light emphasis in the background there as well. You just played with the colours a little bit. Yeah, so a different take. You've used the studio light and you've just moved it up into the face to give a bit of added extra dimension into that, which is, yeah, quite nice. I like the way you've darkened it down to the bottom as well, so that light is relevant into there, which makes a big difference, I think, that you've done that extra step. Yeah, nice. Colours matching really, really well. You've composited that and cut her out absolutely superb into that scene. That works fantastic. Nice that you've not used the full length of the body on that. You didn't need to. It makes a totally different scene by doing something like that. And you've done something extra with it, and that works really, really well. The colours that you picked, yeah, you've picked that background perfectly. Brilliant. Yeah, so we've composited that onto the landscape challenge that we did as well. So you put the two images together, which is quite a nice little touch. Dropped her in. Yeah, I wouldn't like to be standing on those rocks there, to be fair. But you know, she's a lot braver than me, so what can I say? Yeah, look at those wings. She's an angel on fire. Brilliant. Yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. That works really, really well. Just looking at the base there. That's really nice. Nice base. I love the reflection that you got in there, and that really adds to that. That really does work well. So that reflection's superb. Yeah, lovely. Absolutely lovely. Love the embers coming off all around as well. Yeah, gorgeous image. Yeah, stuck her in some local attraction somewhere next to you, I assume, the photo that you've got under the archway. So you framed her quite nicely. Yeah, she's a little bit too bright for that scene, especially around the feet area. She needed toning down there, needed a base, a shadow, something like that. But it's a nice little attempt. I like the framing on that, it works well. Yeah, okay, nice. Now I left this one in as well. This is this person's been in twice actually, to be fair. But I just like the stage and the background. It just fitted really, really well. And I just wanted to show you another example of how this could be edited, and it's quite nice. You've got the perspective right, and the position of that stage. It's looking up to her, it works well. Yeah, and the colours and saturation, so you've done really well at editing that. Really like that. That does work really, really well. And that's how I could imagine it. So yeah, beautiful job. Okay, on to the landscapes. Yeah, I do love those grasses and that colour. That colour is probably one of my favourite colours in landscapes. That nice browny tinge to it, that grass, it just, oh, it pops lovely. I love that. Yeah, and you've worked that really well in the hills and to that as well. Love that light on the far right. Beautiful. Yeah, really worked nicely. Well done. So although we've worked the front of this one as well, we've got those nice brown colours and that works superbly. We've lightened the back side of the image into the distance and made it a bit more bluey, put a bit more warmth into that. Well, it hasn't put warmth in, but having the coldness there has brought the warmth on the foreground really forward, and that's worked quite well as well. Nice contrast between the two. Teal and orange always works well. It's a really good colour combination, and it's nice that you brought that into there and just made that pop a little bit more. So we've cropped this one slightly on the edges and brought it in, made it a bit more. We've put a nice vignette into it. Although we've got the colours in the foreground, we've softened it slightly, which is quite nice as well. So it's given that a dreamy sort of effect. And that very easily takes me on to the next level into the picture as my eye goes down and then goes off to the right to that light. But then quickly sweeps back left just to see that little ping of light off that bit of the mountain there as well. Okay, cropped in slightly different again. We've cropped the top and the bottom this time, or it's just the bottom I think actually. Top's still the same. So we've got more of a sort of letterboxy 16:9 format. We've put more mist into that, have we? Have we put more mist in? No, we have. We've just cropped the size and we zoomed in actually. We zoomed in even more. So we've got rid of that mountain on the side there, so that's not distracting anymore. We've brought our eye in, it's coming down the valley into the light at the end there as well, which is quite nice. And actually, yeah, it's not distracting without that extra mountain in there now. So you've seen something that I haven't seen at all by taking that out, and that's a good thing about playing with your crop and everything else to do that, is that you brought that in. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, we've gone really heavy on the HDR here, and with those grasses it's really popping out there and the colours pop in, and you've layered it as well. So we've got the different layers in the colour as well into that, which is quite nice. The foreground, the background, and the sky as well. That's really, really popping into that. Yeah, nice take on it. Yeah, we've gone for more desaturated sort of look here, and it works well with the sky. I like the texture that's over it, and I like that texture in that sky at the top left there for whatever you've used. That works nice. Yeah, like it. Love the moss on the bottom right with this rock. Yeah, whatever you've done with process on that has really brought that moss out. That moss looks lovely. Wow, we've totally changed it here, and we've gone really green and brought it all back out. Green, luscious land that we've got. I'm not convinced it was like that when I was up there, but I like the fact that you've turned it to that. Summertime, brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, you've really made those greens pop. It works quite well actually with that grass green. I quite like that. Those subtle lightnesses in it as well. Actually transforming that grass into that colour has actually made it pop on the foreground, to be fair. I really like that. Interesting. Not something I would have thought of doing. Nice that you've done that. Losing it a little bit on the sky at the top up there, not the end of the world. Nice little bit of yellow peeking in for the highlights as well. Let's change that, where you've changed the colours. Different, it's giving me a different aspect to that image, which is nice to look at. Okay, we've gone for a black and white, which is this week seemed quite a rarity. I think we've only had a couple, if that. Yeah, works well in black and white. Love the background. With that light popping down, it works really well. It is quite dark at the front. We've got a few glimmers of that grass just coming through, which is quite nice. Love the sky actually. Black and white works well. Again, more 16:9, almost into letterbox format. For that there, lights, nice off those hills. It's just popping, it's bringing my eye in. You've darkened it down quite a lot into that, and it really does. Got this nice light bit at the front. We've got the valley, which has got a bit of light that's taking me down, and that's taking me through into that. It's a nice, moody sort of look to that. That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yes. Why shouldn't you have sheep in there? I didn't see any sheep that day, I've got to admit. But I'm sure there was a few scouting around there. Oh, I like it, makes me chuckle, that's brilliant. Oh, we've even got a rabbit in there as well. How cool's that? Oh, that's really good. I hadn't noticed a rabbit. That's brilliant. You know, you could have almost got rid of those sheep down the bottom left, those four on its thing there, and just kept those at the top, because they've sitted in really well into that grass. And that rabbit is just something extra. Love the rain coming down. If you look at the top left, you can really see it. That rain sheeting down there, that's added a beautiful effect into that. I love that. Yeah, that works really, really well. Nice. Yeah, nice bright. You've kept those orangey tones into there as well, but you've really brightened this and made it pop. I sort of feel like the storm's breaking into that. I can see it in the distance. There's a glimmer of hope coming over that mountain. Yeah, nice, pleasant view. I say we've cropped in this time on the edges, left and right. We've got a bit of a misty feel to this, which is quite nice. It's given it a little bit of mystery. I like the bottom right hand corner, those stones coming in there. It just keeps me back into that image and brings me back into the left to follow it down to the valley, which is nice. The crop's quite nice as well. It doesn't always have to be letterbox with landscapes, which is nice. Yeah, we've gone with the HDR sort of heavy clarity sort of look onto this, and you know, grasses lend itself to that quite often, and rocks and things, so fair play. Nice contrast between the foreground grass and rocks, with bits of colour popping through to it into the background, which is very more muted. Gives a sense of scale into the image as well, which is quite nice. Nice little image, like the fact that you've cropped the sky in a bit more, so it's a bit bland, the sky, so you've got rid of as much of that as possible. So it's about the landscape into this. Got some nice tones into there. You've separated the tone for this foreground bit where we've got the grasses and the rocks in the foreground, and that's added depth into the image as well, which is nice, and brought that through. Nice, pleasant image to look at. Okay, we've really worked this one, dodging and burning everywhere just to bring out those little light bits, and that works really well in here. We've got these nice little light patches in the foreground and off the rocks, and then the valley's quite nice and light as well, but just bringing us down to the far end where we've got that bit of blue sky. Nice to see a bit of blue sky. Yes, it is there. We're quite lucky at the moment, lots of blue sky out, so but I just can't go and photograph. Go figure. So that's quite nice. I like the way that that's brought in. I do like the darkness of those rocks. Yeah, nice. Oh yeah, I like that colour all the way through. It almost gives it a sort of Martian-y feel. Imagine Mars might be like that if it had hills and grass. Yeah, not that I've been there. Nice. Like the grass is detail in that grass is gorgeous. That moss as well in the bottom right hand corner works really, really well. Yeah, nice. I'm just taking my time looking over the image, looking into the distance. Love that colour tone into that. Absolutely love that. Okay, I've gone back to really sort of orangey colour tone, that foreground grass, and then we've got different colours elsewhere. So we've got a nice little contrast into that. So we're really just making that pop in the foreground, and that works well into that. And the muted colours then going through. It does give us a very good separation in that image. Yeah, different take, like that. Nice little lens flare coming into there as well. That adds to that actually, that's quite nice. You know, if that's a bit of mist coming in the bottom left there as well, so that's nice. Nice colour tone, you've gone for almost a monochrome, but not quite. Look at the very little bit in there. But that works well with the rocks. Your 16:9 almost letterbox format's working well into that. You've got rid of that mountain at the top left. We've got nice cloud coming over that, so my eye now is not distracting. We get the lens flare from the valley at the back there, and it's just bringing me back around, and that works quite well. Yeah, I like that. If I believe that was edited on a mobile phone as well. Yeah, nice. Like that image. Well done. Okay, quite a nice heavily processed image here. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I like the differences in that. It's almost volcanic in that light coming through. In the darkness that you've got around it, it's giving it that mystery, and you've darkened the sky down as well, and it's just, yeah, it gives it a sort of otherworldly look. You've almost turned it into a painting, which is, yeah, really nice. But you've still got a beautiful detail in the grass in the foreground there. But you've just been very careful of how you've selected the areas for that. That's working really, really well. Okay, right, so favourites. Yes, I've got some favourites. Can you guess what they're going to be? Okay, let's go back to portraits. My favourite in the portraits is this one by Tim Burgess. I just love your compositing. I love the fact that with the foot you've added the suitcase underneath, some clothes in the background. The whole background is composited on really, really well. That works nicely, the way you've fitted a foot into the sand and the shadow coming off that as well. Brilliant. And for the landscape, my favourite in the landscape is, it's bloody difficult to choose, that's what it is. Roy Brown photo. This photo, I absolutely love the colours in this. It's just, I can just keep looking at this. It's really pleasant to look at. Hope you really enjoyed looking through those as much as I did. It was great to see everyone's take on it. And yes, I did pick a favourite off the portrait and the landscape, but that's what it's all about. It's finding which favourite we like. It was a difficult choice because there's so many different aspects that it's like, oh yeah, I really like that, but actually that's good. So yeah, makes my job difficult, but hey ho, that's what it's there for. There should be a link here somewhere to the next challenge. Go and have a look at that. It is just landscape this time, it's a seascape again. Go and have a look at that, join in. Like and subscribe, would really appreciate that, that would really help. And look forward to seeing you all next week.